Do you think he was doing Grindelwald meets?
Ew.
No? Okay.
Oh,
Just joking.
well, in a perfect world where he played Grindelwald and Johnny Depp didn't play Grindelwald, but unfortunately we don't live in that world.
Wait,
so.
you don't like Johnny Depp as Grindelwald?
I don't like Johnny Depp as anything, first of all. But second of
man.
all,
I have so many follow-up questions.
would be an infinitely better Grindelwald. And in a perfect world, she who will not be named because we hate her now would allow Jude Law Dumbledore to actually be outspokenly gay and not, oh, Grindelwald is more than a friend. Are you kidding me? So in a perfect world, Colin Farrell and Jude Law are kissing on screen as Dumbledore and Grindelwald, but unfortunately that's not the reality we live in.
Yeah, I think I talked about this when we talked about the Grindelwald, is just that the way they portrayed their relationship was either super heavy on the nose, but almost like off. Like, I don't know how the best way to describe it. Like, they were like, these guys are gay, but they also like pulled up short, you know? Like they have like this quick flash sequence where they're like holding hands, like as they're doing their blood pact. And then they just cut away, and it's just like, you guys are almost there. Right. Just do it. It's like the movie Alexander with Colin Farrell, right? Where they were really alluding to these Greek guys like to fuck. But, you know, there's a part where I think Jared Leto comes up and, you know, massages Colin Farrell's shoulders, and I was like, okay, here we go. This is where the fucking happens, and then it doesn't happen. And I was like, I thought I had heard that there's like some dude-on-dude action in this movie. It never happened, which is also, if you're gonna film it and not put it in the edit, that kind of sucks. You know what I mean? But it's just like, it was the same thing where I'm like, hey, just commit to it. All right, we've already come out and said Dumbledore is gay. Like, let's just embrace it. But we don't also have to make it like, exactly, like,
it's ridiculous. Just saying it is meaningless. Show it. And you know, you brought up the Mirror of Erised thing where they do the blood pact. You know that when you look into that mirror, you're supposed to see the thing you desire most in the world, and you're telling me that Dumbledore, a gay man, the thing he wants to do is swap blood like this? No, that's not what Dumbledore wants to do. Dumbledore wants to do a little bit of this. A little bit of that.
For those who are listening, there's some just pelvic action taking place right now.
Yeah. Hold on. Tell us
what should be
Dumbledore.
happening.
Yeah.
Together they touch mouths and their wands stick out. And okay, listen, I could do this all day, but maybe I should.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because it was just one of those things where I'm like, look, we know what this is. Just own up to it, but also don't make it such like a dramatic thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I think we did an episode on the new Dark Crystal series on Netflix, right?
Yes.
And how the women characters in that film are just like, there's the matriarch of one of the Gelfs, whatever they're called. I don't even remember now.
But it's been so long. I was so into it.
Yeah. And there's just like, they're in power because this is what their culture is. I can understand exploring Dumbledore's sexuality a little bit more, because at that time, right? It's what, the 20s, the 30s? I don't know. The timeline's all screwy at this point. Who even knows? But to just, you know, to make a big point, but then also to fall short is just, that's always like, oh, you guys missed your shot on that. That's unfortunate.
It makes more sense now, though, now that we know who's writing this movie and what a piece of shit she is. So it all kind of makes sense, at least. And that is why I endorse not seeing Fantastic Beasts 3. Because you know what? It's not just that she sucks, it's that those movies aren't very good anyway.
I'm kind of with you on that one. Like, I watch them, I'm just kind of like, I feel, it's almost, to me, it kind of feels like the Star Wars prequels. You know, we're trying to reinvent.
It's missing that magic of and no pun intended, but it's missing that magic of the first movies. Yeah,
we're over-explaining things that don't need to be over-explained, and there was a real opportunity to explore some stuff. But really, the question I want to ask you, Jamie, is how does Dumbledore go from wearing a 3-piece suit to being a robe guy in such a short amount of time in the wizarding world?
It's not, his clothes is not the question in my mind. It is, how did he age like that? Because in
Potion,
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, we flash back to the 50s, and he is old man Dumbledore. So, like, what happened in 20 years that he went from Jude Law to like Richard Harris? Like,
I'll tell you what it is. When you're not allowed to express yourself in an honest way that eats at you, your soul starts to age more rapidly, and you turn into old man Dumbledore.
That's the best answer I've ever heard, and that's my new.
On top of that, he has to duel the person he loves. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, wouldn't that be so much better to watch?
Oh!
Like you get like we know
my
they're
God,
really-
yes.
you get to see this like passionate, like they're not gonna fuck on screen because it's Harry Potter and it's still for kids. But like we can see them kiss gently, and so like you see them like, oh, we're kissing and we love each other, and then like an hour later they're dueling. That's cinema, but we don't.